ChokeOuT! Okay, so your name is Gina.
I'm Gina.
And this is Gina. And we were here to help fight cancer, to support Ron with the Filipino community and support ChokeOuT Cancer. And we just met Micah, our youngest cancer survivor that I've met. And Micah, you are a champion. Wow. So, Gina, tell us a little bit about Micah.
Well, Micah was diagnosed at 5 months. How he was diagnosed was really a miracle. He had been misdiagnosed a couple times from birth. He cried constantly unless he was asleep. And about 4.5 months, he got this cold that would not go away. It just wouldn't go away. I brought him to the doctor like 2 or 3 times, and the doctor finally said, let's do a x-ray to rule out pneumonia. Well, when they did the x-ray, they said that he didn't have pneumonia, but about an hour later I got a call and said, and they told me, you know what, the radiologist found a spot in his lung, and we would like to treat him for pneumonia. And so they treated him for pneumonia for 2 weeks, and they'd also have said at that time we need to schedule a CT scan. And it never really crossed my mind that it would be cancer. I'd never heard of... I knew kids got cancer, but maybe when they're a little bit older, not at 4.5, 5 months old. His CT scan was on December 22nd, and you know, the whole team was real positive. They told me, oh, it's probably nothing. You guys, after this, go home and enjoy your Christmas. The doctor will call you after. So we didn't make a big deal out of it either. He had been sedated for the process, so he was still a little sleepy, so we kind of took advantage of it and went out to eat. While we were sitting there, and it hadn't even been an hour after his scans, the pediatrician called, and he told us that we needed to come back to admit him to the hospital, that there was a thought that he had a cancer called neuroblastoma. And needless to say, I was in tears. I had never even heard the word neuroblastoma, so I packed, and he had told me an oncologist was going to be calling me, and I heard the word oncologist, and I was like, this is serious. Yeah. He said a pediatric oncologist would be calling me, and the pediatric oncologist called me, and he explained to me what neuroblastoma was. It's a tumor that attaches itself to just different places. His in particular was on his left lung and part of his spinal cord. And he was scheduled for surgery, emergency surgery, December 23rd, and that's when we got the official diagnosis that it was definitely neuroblastoma. And so we spent Christmas Eve in the hospital. We were discharged, and we were back in the hospital Christmas night, his first Christmas night, due to pain, because he had had a large chest tube to drain blood out of him, and he was in a lot of pain. He's probably the youngest person I know that they told me, oh, don't worry, you know, I was thinking they're going to give him Tylenol for pain, and he had morphine. That's pretty tough. He endured bone scans. He had to have a bone marrow aspiration. Since then, he's done 4 MRIs with sedations, but he is now declared in remission.
Wow, what a fighter.
And he is definitely a fighter.
A survivor. Sure. How about that?
Survivor and a fighter.
I'm going to make you a shirt that says ChokeOuT Cancer. That says survivor, bro. Right? Man, I can't believe I met you today. Awesome. Alright, you inspire me to do greater, to do more. Well, thank you, Micah. Gina,
Thank you.
thank you.
For doing what you do.
Really, I couldn't believe it because, you know, it was hot out here today, and you know, we were like, man, but it ended with inspiration to continue to do this. Wow.
Yeah,
Thanks, Micah.
for sure.
All right, now I know what I do. All right, really, wow.
You guys are always
You guys
welcome in our home.
Just
and
inspired us to keep doing what we're doing, and
Wow. You are the
you're going to be an
biggest
ambassador for
fighter.
ChokeOuT Cancer,
You're
Micah.
so amazing.
Can you give a smile?
He is
Love
so
it.
amazing.
Rock on. Thanks, Micah. Inspiration.
ChokeOuT Cancer.